I know you don't want useless channels cluttering up your feed, so here's how I decide on what channels to subscribe to. If I come across the same channel 3 or so times in a couple of weeks, and I enjoy the videos from them, I'll usually hit subscribe. If this is your first or second time here, go ahead and enjoy your stay. If this is your third time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on what I post. Now with all that out of the way, we're already well into the run here. And that's because there's not really much to explain. Since this is Fallout 4, I try not to give detailed special builds and outlines, since you can max out all your specials if you want to. Pretty much gunslinger. That helps with the blaster pistol we're using, which is pretty much a reskinned 44 revolver, although this one's chambered in 45. Head down the road a ways, run into the diner, try to take out these people here. It's annoying at first, but we're finally able to get them done. While traveling, I come across this Doc Anderson. Now, I came across her in one of my previous runs in Fallout 4, and I killed her because it was my Wasteland Butcher run. And I didn't know she is apparently a settler character that carries most of her stock with her, or all of her stock, instead of having like a special item chest under the map. You kill her, you get access to everything she carries, including like 100 and some stim packs. So, you know, that's a quick and easy decision there to make. It's a lot of money you can save with taking out this character, so might as well do it. Take all the stim packs, take all the rat away, and all the rat X, and the fixer and all that, and we're good. Head over to Aid here and see how many stim packs we got out of this deal, and it's 104. 105 counting the one we just used. Here we're traveling down the road a ways, run into some gunners and whatnot. They kill us, and here's a wonderful bit of Fallout. The game saved right as I fucking died, putting me in a death loop. I do eventually have to load back using a hard load, which only put me back like 5 or so minutes. It's just... Fallout never changes, huh? After that, I make my way to Fort Hagen, mark that on the map, try to take out the super mutant with the rocket launcher, and he just annihilates me. More than once. Melee range explosives like that always get on my fucking nerves. Anyway, we take him out with VATS, and that's when I decide, maybe this build here will be more of a VATS gunslinger build. I don't really do that often. So why not? Especially since this gun's kind of fucking hard to aim. Doesn't really have sights on it. So do that, we'll get the penetrator perk, which comes in handy later. It's a real good perk to have. Head on over to get our hands on the Iron Detective here, Nick Valentine. I also noticed that you can lean around corners. Didn't know that was part of this game. As we head on down, the triggermen are easy enough to take care of, and our revolver is chambered in 45, so we get more and more ammo as we move forward. A couple of pistol whips here and there just to put the oomph in it. As for our character's face, I tried to model him after like Harrison Ford, and he looks okay. It just looks like, well, from the front he looks okay. The side, not so much. But I still say he looks like a mixture between Harrison Ford and just the default character. Could just be the hair, though. Doesn't look too bad. Not really that uncanny valley thing that a lot of Fallout 4 builds get into. Take out Skinny Malone and his crew here. Head on out. Tell Nick we'll meet him in Diamond City so we can drop off shit over at our base. Grind out a couple of levels, too. The old fence post trick works wonders. And yeah, I know you can go and get, like, magazines to get a better, like, statue to build or some shit. Head to Diamond City, decide to steal this Nuka-Cola Quantum because it's like a full heal. Might as well grab it. Just out in the open. pick it up, walk away with it, and then take it. I'd like to see in a future Fallout game, whenever you pick shit up and start to walk out of a certain area, it gets flagged as stolen, so you get in trouble. To stop this sort of shit from happening, but, you know,
What else can you...
that's if the next Fallout ever comes out. We talked to Nick Valentine. I realized that, I feel like one of the main reasons why Fallout 4 just doesn't click with me is things like that. That shack that I just looked at. They're just set dressing, right? In Fallout 3, most of the places in Megaton you can go into. And everything serves a purpose. And yet, in this game, they try to go for set dressing over functionality, if that makes sense. Anyway, we make our way through Fort Hagen. At this point, I have fucking reflex sight, a hollow sight on top of the pistol. Step up and take out Kellogg. I hate that guy's name. Take out a couple of the synths, whiff every shot I try to hit Kellogg with, which is just fucking annoying. And we will be upgrading this gun later to give it the proper oomph it should deserve. It should have, I should say. Just gonna speed up this point here. Just kind of play peekaboo with Kellogg for a little while before eventually shooting him in the fucking head. While this is like a retextured revolver, it doesn't replace the revolvers that are already in-game, so don't need to worry about that. Brotherhood of Steel shows up. And the entirety of this right here is just like a scripted cutscene. Well, everyone knows it's scripted. It's pretty much a cutscene. None of this shit actually exists, so you can't shoot them. Head past our shed into our little base here to dump shit off and start working on other shit. I give our detective special the explosive shots it deserves. And it, well, not really packing more of an oomph, since it's only 15 points extra damage. It does give it splash damage, which is a godsend for fucking flying creatures like bloatflies and shit. We walk through Kellogg's memory, go to talk to fucking Shrek in a swamp, take out this Deathclaw because why not? Thing packs a fucking punch, man. Great piece, great piece. Also, his trench coat is also from a mod too. That matches it more, well, pretty much exactly to what it is in the first movie. Go to take care of the Corsair. It uses its fucking stealth boy, or yeah, stealth boy. I'm gonna say stealth pack, but that's not right. We go to the railroad, my least favorite of the factions, to do their mission, and this pretty much highlights one of the huge flaws with Fallout 4 is this mission, which is why I steer clear of it. They give us an option. Go in through the front, guns blazing, or go in the back door silent and quiet like. So I decide, hey, let's go in guns blazing. Yeah, you fight your way in, get past like some mines and shit that are all set. Open the door into the base so that you can go into it, and I'm sorry, the door doesn't work. You gotta go the other way. Right, the illusion of choice. And I can understand that when it's done well. This is just bullshit. So we get into their underground base thing. Deacon gives me a silenced pistol. I get the, I guess it's a stealth boy prototype or some shit. To take that back to the railroad so that I can then tell them I need help building the shit to hijack the array to get into the Institute. God, I fucking hate the railroad. Build the platform, then have to go back to them because running back and forth is just annoying. Dog meat refuses to stay out of the goddamn shed. Why they thought a dog could open doors would be a good idea, I don't know. More annoying than anything. After that, we build the rest of the shit to hijack the signal array. Although it wouldn't let me build it there. I had to back out and then go back into it. It was weird. It was weird. Get the rest of the shit built, get it all wired up, hop onto the array thing so that we can jump into the Institute. Par for the course there. And you gotta love, the only people that don't fuck up building the hijack array thing is the Brotherhood of Steel. It's the only ones there that don't have it fucking bust a hose or anything like that. Now that we made it to the Institute, we'll do some reclamation missions, reclaim some synths, all that shit there. I gotta say, the first time I ever watched Blade Runner, I was like 12, 13 at the time, and I had a real bad fever. My mother had just given me like a bunch of fucking ZQuil. No, I think this was before ZQuil was a thing. NyQuil. And I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning or something. You know, fever dreamed, you know, half in, half out, flipping through the channels, and I came across Blade Runner. Didn't know the movie actually existed until like 4 or 5 years later. I just thought it was a fucking fever dream. Also, real weird. Dude kind of clapped and then fucked off. That was weird. But yeah, no. Didn't know Blade Runner actually existed until that point. It was fucking wild, man. It was wild.
Commonwealth was a mistake.
Anyway, we go reclaim the synth, and then I decide to
So I've heard. But it's still got a long
go to the vault here to get a special companion that will help us later. So we go grab a cat. Which I gotta say, they're like Yao Guai right outside the fucking vault. Thing would have gotten eaten. The junkie needs to tell the scientists that, hey, look, there's an entire second vault that I was just keeping my drugs in, instead of telling everybody, hey, there's a whole second vault wasting power.
Get to the point, Bobby. What did you find?
You know, he would have been a fucking hero to everybody there, and they probably would have overlooked his drug addiction at that point, but
So I started poking around.
dumbasses are dumbasses, I guess. Just gonna speed through this, right? The way I got through it without getting hit with the mole rat sickness or whatever the fuck was spam VATS. Especially when you have the penetrator perk and an explosive pistol, you can take out most of the mole rats as soon as they pop up. So, spam VATS, take them out. Rinse to repeat. Although I gotta say, remembering that the key card is on the fucking desk next to the computer at the end of like the whole vault here, to be able to get into the room, into the scientific swing or whatever the fuck you want to call it, took me longer than getting through the entire vault itself. So, you know, there's that. Goes to show you how little I actually play this one compared to other Fallout games. Although I have been playing it more lately. We talked to Kiri. She gives us the antidote. Why she could only make one antidote, I don't know. But she makes one antidote for us. Also, always annoyed the fuck out of me. There's that door there that leads to an elevator that goes down into the control vault for this vault. Why the fuck has no one cut that door open to see what the fuck was on the other side of it? Right? I don't think that elevator goes to any other points in the vault. Because I don't know. It's just strange. It's just strange. You live someplace for like 200 years, generations of your family. You probably figure the shit out by now. We go talk to Codsworth. I tell him Sean's all grown up.
I never imagined our reunion to be quite like this.
See, it's little things like that that make me love Bethesda. I make an automatic scattered laser rifle with a 2-shot legendary modification on it. And Jesus Christ, does this gun that has no actual moving projectile have some fucking kick. And I made it to stick in here. Because the storyteller always used a scatter laser, so I figured, be nice to put in here next to his armor. So we head back on, do a bunch of odds and ends here and there, get Curie's quest to pop so that we can go and have ourselves a synth.
Fine. Do it.
Talk to Gloria. God, I fucking hate her.
Curie, let's begin.
Right, she's a synth that escaped the railroad. And Curie's body is an old friend of hers from when she, not escaped the railroad, fucking escaped the Institute. And Curie's body now is the body of an old friend of hers that understood the risk of being rendered fucking brain dead, and yet she still gets pissed off that she allowed her friend's body to have new memories put in it when her friend was going to have new memories put in any fucking way. I fucking hate the railroad.
We're running out of places to hide our synths. That's why we put so many eggs in one crowded basket to begin with.
We go and we talk to Desdemona. She says we have to help the synths. I learned that you can bypass power armor to shoot fusion cores directly using the penetrator perk, which is fucking amazing. Talk to Father, tell him we failed because we're helping out the railroads so far. We tell him the world's not as bad as you think, but yeah, no, it's just that bad, man. Sit in on the meeting where he tells everybody he's dying. I guess as you do. Make a big show of it. Then again, when there's only like 20 people living in a place, it's kind of hard to keep the news from people. Although I've always figured that the Institute is a lot bigger than the parts we see. It has to be, you know? We talked to Patriot about how he wants to free a bunch of synths in one go, even though that's going to paint a target on his back and everyone else's back,
Patriot,
too.
We can't be certain how committed he is.
Head back to Desdemona.
If he learns we're willing to kill to free synths, he may not have the stomach for it. So get what you need from him and then cut him loose. Good luck.
And with her being a bitch like that, I decide, fuck the railroad. I'll side with the Institute, thank you. And here we get a good fusion core shot. I mean, if you wanted to collect a bunch of fucking power armor, I guess this would be the way to do it. Well, that if you don't mind being on the bad side of the Brotherhood, this would be the way to do it. But yeah, no, as for the railroad, I feel like at this point, the best future for the synths is to have someone in power in the Institute that will better the lives of the synths. Also, side note, making synths is like the fucking key to immortality and they just don't do a goddamn thing about it. Also, if you're wondering how I'm keeping radiation away, I have a fuck ton of Radaway. Use that in conjunction with Rad-X and it just kind of stops radiation from happening. But yeah, no, think of it like this. It could be like the 6th day with Arnold Schwarzenegger there. You take a snapshot of Father's consciousness every morning, and then when he eventually does fucking die, you stick that consciousness into a synth that's like 20 or something, and then you got him living for another fucking, he's like, what, 80 or some shit? Another 60 years. There you go. You don't lose your director, everybody's all fucking happy, right? Pretty sure they can make a synth, a Gen 3 synth that doesn't have that fucking fist-sized synth component in its fucking skull. Right, just more an actual clone of a person.
The Institute.
Because that's like one of the big things there is I think it's like supposed to be its brain stem or something. And like the lower bits of the fucking brain, which is the synth component. I have no idea. I just kind of bathe in radiation here for a bit to see how well my new radiation avoidance and perseverance strategy works out, and it does. It works well.
It was never the intention to cause more harm.
We go and sit in as director of the Institute and tell them to make more weapons for the synths, because why the fuck should we clone up a bunch of people if we're just going to give them sticks to hit other people with? Just kind of stupid.
We must act decisively, and we must...
At this point, we reluctantly tell Father that we will go and deal with the Institute. I do exhaust all the options necessary.
I guess they consider us a real threat after all. I suppose we should be flattered. So really, the question is, what are you going to do about it? Give me a straight answer first. Are you still on our side? I think you didn't answer the question. Things have progressed faster than we expected. You need to stall them. Buy time any way you can. And step up your operation with Patriot. That's all we can do. Good luck.
Yes, because killing the brightest minds in the Commonwealth, including my son, would be the best course of action for a bunch of glorified fucking toasters. And yes, I understand people are saying that they're indistinguishable from people. They're not, right? Again, they have like a fist-sized piece of electrical equipment in their skull that takes up a vast majority of their brain, okay? They're not like people. Could they clone people? Probably. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. Synths, not actually people, though. As we fight the Brotherhood, they kind of fucking annihilate us. Also gives me an idea for another run. A bad idea for another run, mind you. Shooting the fusion cores works wonders here. And you can even shoot them when they're already dropped to set them off, which I didn't know that was a thing. That's pretty cool. Fired our way up top, take out the 3 relay things, tell Curie to hijack some power armor that no one's using anymore. That way just to keep her in place. And then I'm just going to fast forward this part because this was a bitch and a fucking half, okay? My menu didn't work. My Pip-Boy didn't work. I could pause the game, but I couldn't save the game and I couldn't load the game. So this is the end of Fallout 4 as Rick Deckard. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, I guess.